Hello, Year 4, and it is Friday the 8th of January 2021, St Mary Magdalene's Year 4 science lesson, and our new topic, as you can see, is electricity. So, everyday electrical appliances. If you haven't already, I would like you to go back to the school website over here, and there are two links on the Year 4 home learning page to do with this science lesson. If you could click on both of those, one of the links, the first one, is recapping what we did last half term on sound. If you click on the link, there's some little videos to watch, a little quiz to do, an interactive activity. And then the second link is about our new learning, which is electricity, and that link tells us all about how electricity is generated. Okay, so when you've been through both of those clips, come back to this video and continue playing from here. So pause this video and get back onto the school website and look at those clips now. Great. So let's look at the learning for today with electricity. Think about anything you know about electricity. Today, your learning objective is to classify. So you're classifying electricity. And if I just pause this. Okay, back in. Just went to get my pen. Now I can write on the screen. So learning intention, which is like a learning objective, is to classify. We've talked about classification before, and we are even a class. Even though you're at home and I'm in school and we're split up at the moment, we are a class, we are grouped, we are classified because you were all born in the same chronological 12 months. So you're all about the same age. You also all live in London, fairly close to Brockley, so that you can get to this school. So that's how you've been classified, by your age and by where you live. Here we're classifying electricity, and what we need to do is identify electrical appliances and non-electrical appliances, first of all, and sort the appliances whether they use mains or battery power. So electricity can be mains or battery, and we're going to sort them into the two groups. So what is an appliance? An appliance is a device or a piece of equipment or an instrument designed to perform a task. So on the board, you've got two appliances here. This is a washing machine. The task that it's performing is to wash clothes. And on the other side, you've got a thermometer, and that task is to check or record temperature. So they're both appliances, but obviously one is electrical and one is not. There's a lot of appliances here. Some of them are electrical, some are not. Have a little look and think which ones you think are electrical and which ones you think are not. So pause this screen now and think which are electrical and which are not electrical. Okay, well done. I think there's some interesting things to talk about here. If I circle some things in blue, which are definitely not electrical, you will all have seen that these are not electrical. These are definitely not electrical, that I can see. This could be electrical. Ovens like this might run on gas, they might run on electricity. Even if they are gas, some gas ovens and gas hobs that have a real flame at the top will even have an electrical spark. So they need a little bit of electricity that lights the gas. Fan would be electrical, but there's some things which I think are a bit questionable. This one here is a coffee grinder, and I'm not sure that's electrical because it's got a big handle on the top here. So I don't think that is electrical. I think you actually turn that handle using your own fist and you turn it round like this, and that will be for grinding coffee. Everything else is electrical. This one here, again, not sure. Where am I? Let's go red. This one here, not sure. Might be, might not be. You can get lawnmowers that run on petrol. You can get lawnmowers that run on electricity. From the size of that, I can't really tell. So, thinking and questioning, always important, and explaining in science. And here's a list. So, washing machine, phone, mobile phone, lawnmower, toaster, microwave, all electrical appliances down this side, and the non-electrical down this side. But again, it's always worth having a debate, because remember, nothing is true in science unless you can prove it. Yeah? And remember, you're not wrong if you can explain that you're right. So I'm actually going to say that the lawnmower belongs on this side, because some lawnmowers do not use electricity, they use petrol. You might find something else in this list on this side that you want to switch across, or say that it belongs in both lists, or that perhaps somehow it's got to span between the two. And we'll look at that in a moment when we do our classification. Okay, now, of the things that are electrical, there's two different types. There's ones that use mains electricity, and you plug it into the socket, which is this stuff here. And you've got the ones that use battery electricity, which are these side here. You need to put the battery inside. Now, mains electricity is produced by gas, coal, or nuclear power stations. So nuclear power stations and gas power stations and coal power stations are big sites that are outside of the city where they convert gas, coal, or nuclear energy into electricity. And you would have found out a lot about that in the video clip that you have already watched. There are some renewable sources of electricity. So these ones are ways you can make electricity which do not involve using coal or gas. Coal or gas are things that we are running out of on this planet. And also, when we burn them, they are harming our planet. So those aren't great ways of making electricity. These are better ones. There are wind turbines. You've got solar panels to make electricity from the sun, and hydroelectric power is where you use water and the force of water as it's flowing or dropping to make electricity. You might have seen solar panels, by the way, on people's houses. Lots of people's houses around here have solar panels on, and they can make electricity as well that way. Okay. Power stations that make electricity generate an electric current, and this is a summary of what you've been watching on the film there about how they are made and how it gets to our house. Just take a moment to read through these different images and the text that goes with them. Pause the video if you need to. Good, well done. Okay, types of electricity. We are looking at batteries which store chemicals which produce an electric current. So there's chemicals inside the batteries which make an electric current. They eventually stop working as the chemicals stop being able to produce electric current. So they don't go on forever. You can get rechargeable batteries, and they're ones where the chemical reaction can be reversed so the battery is able to create an electrical current again. However, even rechargeable batteries will eventually stop producing an electrical current. So they're limited by time, batteries. They don't go on forever. So today, we have our learning intention to classify. So if you haven't already done that, put the learning intention to classify into your workbook. Now, when we're classifying, we could do two lists. We could say, this is a list of things that need electricity from a battery. These are things that need electricity from the mains. So anything you plug into the wall is the mains. So for example, if I was to draw a washing machine, that could be on my mains side. So I'd write a list with mains. And battery side, I could put something like a torch. Okay. So you could simply write a list. All down here, I'd have bullet points, list of things that are on the mains, list of things that use battery electricity. And that's fine if you're feeling spicy. However, there's other ways of classifying where you have the overlap group. Because remember I spoke about the lawnmower and how I thought it could be battery, but also it might not be, sorry, it could be electric, but it could also be non-electric if it was using petrol. So we have a crossover group. So another way of classifying things is to overlap your two groups. So this group here is my mains. Let's just do that again. And on the other side, I can have another group. Let's change color and put that down here. And this is going to be my battery. Group. And you'll notice that I've got a spot in the middle. So if I'm classifying different objects, different things which use electricity or don't, I've now got 4 different places that I can put them. I've got in this circle, but not in the red one. I could put them into the red circle, but not in the blue. I could think of something maybe that is also mains and battery. So there's 3 different places. The 4th place you can put things on this diagram when you're classifying is outside of both. And that'll be something that doesn't use electricity at all. So what I want you to do, if you're feeling spicier or spiciest, is have a go at one of these, draw the circles in your workbook, and think of some things which have mains, which have battery, which have both, or things that don't need it at all. So over here, very clearly, I could put TV. Something that used a battery would be a torch. You never actually plug that in because you couldn't walk around with it. Let's think of something that uses the mains or a battery. Well, what about a laptop computer? Often you walk around the house, you take it out to a cafe or something like that. You can use your laptop wherever you want, but you also plug it in, which you will have to do eventually. So you might want to put something like a laptop in here. Perhaps you can think of some other things that might be battery or might be mains. Finally, just put an example outside here. Battery, mains, something that doesn't use electricity. I could say a tap. Tap is very useful. You can turn it on and water will come out. You can turn it off and water will stop, but it doesn't use electricity at all. So I've got my 4 areas of my diagram where I'm classifying things about electricity. In fact, you could probably put a title on it as well. Oh, I didn't want that. Can we lose that, please? Yeah, it doesn't like my joined up handwriting. I'm going to pretend that's not there. Give it a title of electricity. And finally, this type of diagram where you've got circles overlapping with different spaces in is called, do you know? It's a Venn diagram, spelt V-E-N-N. Good way of classifying. They use it a lot in maths as well. Okay, that's science for today. Next week we will carry on with electricity, which we'll be doing throughout the whole term. Well done, Year 4, and I'll see you again soon.